Start the recording and we're going to get rocking and rolling. Ladies and gentlemen, let me make sure my Slack notifications are off. So I hate the sound of that. Awesome. I appreciate all the questions, and those that just hopped in, we're setting an intention. Do me a favor and share in the chat. What would make this incredibly valuable for you? What is it you are looking to gain? Get super specific. Put all your questions in the chat because we are going to have a Q&A at the very end. So without further ado, we are going to hop into our NFT Masterclass. If you guys are here with me, do me a favor. I always appreciate when the cameras are on because it's like we're connected and in person, but we're not actually in person, so I can't smell you. So NFTs, man, we're hearing this all over the news. We're hearing this from fucking music artists. We're hearing this from influencers. We're hearing this from fucking everyone at this point. And realistically, it's like, what is an NFT? So before we get to that, by the end of this presentation, you will have a firm understanding of NFTs, how they work, why they're popular, and how to use them for your business, as well as buy, sell, and trade. And you guys will have the opportunity to ask me all the specific things. As you've seen, a lot of you message me in Messenger, and I am completely fine with answering all your questions because I believe knowledge is power. However, I also believe that as humans, we don't take action unless we have skin in the game. So by the end of this, you'll have a firm understanding of what NFTs are and how to explain them to someone else. You will also learn the ins and outs of navigating OpenSea, as well as how to not get scammed by fake projects. I'll tell you a story real quick, because I love when people share their wins. They're like, man, I fucking made like 7K. I spent 300, made 7K. I'll tell you about a loss. I'll tell you about a few $1,000 loss. I was getting in on this new project called Canine Cartel. Mr. Mark Cuban decided to shout this out on his social media page at NFT. If you guys follow the page NFT on social media, it's owned by Mark Cuban and Jonathan Falkovich. And I have this assumption that they pump projects through that page. And here's why. There is a way with NFTs to create your own perfect storm of insider trading. And I'm going to break this down later on in this training. However, in this instance, I'm going to teach you the ins and outs of navigating OpenSea, because in that moment, it was a $1,200 loss and I just sent it to someone's fucking wallet. And for those that know, when you send a transaction to someone's wallet, it's gone. You're not calling your bank to get it back because it was fraud. There's nothing you can do. And that's how blockchain works. So that person got my 1,200. I hope they enjoy it and that they did something great with it. So I'm going to teach you how to not have that happen, how to actually look at contracts, how to tell if a project is the real deal, and just the quick steps I go through so I don't get scammed. And these are things that I teach to a lot of my other students as well. You're also going to know how to create your MetaMask or Coinbase plus coin wallet. Now, we need to have a wallet set up to buy NFTs, to trade stable coins, altcoins, or to trade cryptocurrencies. I'm not talking about Coinbase. You can buy all the regular coins that are listed on that exchange. I'm talking about altcoins. I think someone mentioned in the chat about altcoins and how to find them. I think you mentioned like Speed Token. I'm going to show you guys how to create a MetaMask and a Coinbase wallet and how to actually fund that. And I'm going to show you how to transfer funds so you don't feel anxious when you're like transferring $1,000 to a wallet with an ID that's like 25 characters. By raise of hands, you guys can just physically raise your hand. Has anyone gotten that anxious feeling when you transfer money to your wallet and you're like waiting for it to get there? Yeah, John gets it, because you sit there fucking refreshing over and over and you're like, where's my money? You check your email. You're like, okay, it went through. You check the contract. You're like, all right, it went through. Where's my fucking money? I'm going to show you some steps that I go through to rid that anxiety, because regardless on how much money you have, money's a resource. And I'm saying money is a resource to not use the word scarce or abundance, because money is a resource at the end of the day. And none of us want to get scammed. And lastly, you will learn one of the most valuable tools in finding new projects before they're released and how to flip them for thousands of dollars. And I also have a few bonuses that I am going to share with you all today. So I'm going to pull up the chat, just kind of take a look at what's going on. Yeah, John, I hear you. It took a whole week. And sometimes that happens. And I know you and I had a personal conversation about the length of it and what was happening. So I'm just kind of looking through the chat right now. Any questions you have as I'm going through this, post them in here. This is interactive. Like, I want you guys to engage. And if I'm going too fast, let me know. Just say too fast or wait, explain that again. So is everyone with me right now? Is this all making sense so far? Do me a favor and put a number 1 in the chat if you're here with me. Awesome. Awesome. I love it. I love it. I dig it. Shauna, I'm so glad you're here. Shelby, I'm so glad you're here. Stanley, I'm glad you're here. Tara, I'm glad you're here. Awesome, guys. I love it, but I'm a beginner, and that's okay. Like, this masterclass is going to be valuable for someone that is just getting started or someone that is more on the intermediate and they're looking for the skills. At the end of the day, I'm sharing with you the things that I have spent thousands and thousands, or a better framing is the things that I have lost thousands to learn. I've literally spent my own money to learn these things, because a part of playing the game is playing the game. It's not just playing to win. It's playing, because losing is a part of it. It provides polarity for actually appreciating winning. So I appreciate you all being here with me. And yeah, as Tara said, some future millionaires. I actually have 6 friends in my close community that have in the last 9 months become crypto millionaires. It's insane. No bullshit. I literally called them on it and I was like, can you screenshot your wallet for me? They did, sent it. I'm like, fuck, man, congrats. Now, how do you get the money out? That's the big question, right? We make a fuck ton of money in crypto, and Darcy's laughing because we've been having this conversation. Let's say you are trading. I'm going to go off tangent for a sec. Let's say you're trading as a social. Do me a favor, everyone put in the chat, if you're trading using your social security number in your trading account, put the number 2 in the chat, just so I can see collectively where we're all at. Yeah, Tara money bag. I love it. Awesome. So 2, we're all trading with our socials. That means we're trading as an individual, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. You know, as we start to make more money, and I usually will say, okay, if you never have, Michael, you're super new, and that's great. That's fine as well. If you never have traded, or if you were currently trading as an individual, I would really look into a handful of things that I will map out for us at the end. There's a couple different ways to trade, but I do recommend looking into irrevocable trusts and having yourself trade as an entity, because when you trade as an irrevocable trust, as your assets grow, you're not taxed on it. So what that means, when you set up that trust, you are setting this up as if you were to either pass, or if you were giving away the rights to control that money, because it is now inside a trust. So obviously use your own discernment, do your own research. But the other side of that coin, when you're trading as an individual, guys, when you cash that out and that hits your US bank account, you're paying about 35% taxes, 25% federal. And if you're in California, you're paying that sweet 14%. So what does that look like? You make $1 million, you're paying about 200K back to the government. No questions asked. That's just because you're a US citizen. There are ways outside of that, and we'll elaborate on this on the end. I currently trade as a nonprofit. This business is a nonprofit, and I map all of that out in Inner Circle for those guys. And we'll map out that a little bit towards the end of this. So thank you for listening to that. And John, I do have an Insta. It's at Joey M. Wilder. It's spelled how it sounds. So who this is for, because you guys are probably like, man, there's a lot going on here. I don't even know if I should be here. This is for creators, designers, coaches, influencers, entrepreneurs, business owners, music artists, collectors, photographers, videographers, leaders, speakers, authors, and forward thinkers. Do you feel like you guys fall underneath those categories somewhere? Awesome. Lots of head nods. I love it. So a few quick things. This will be the highest leverage 60 minutes you've experienced, period. That's my offer for you. That's my deliver to you today. And realistically, we have over an hour scheduled plus a ton to cover. This is an interactive training. So engage, ask as many questions as you can, and ask what you want to ask. This is the place for it. And there will be an opportunity for a next step at the end if you're someone that's seeking further support. But the goal is to answer all your questions. And if you're like, man, I really do want more support, we can chat about that at the end. So the world of NFTs. Who knows what a non-fungible token is? Put yes in the chat if you do. And if you don't, put no in the chat. Realistically, a non-fungible token is more or less, this means that it's unique and it can't be replaced or swapped for something else. Okay, so let's think of this as a unique trading card, as this lighter. I can trade you this lighter, Darcy, and you're going to give me a lighter back, but that's not the same lighter. Yours is different. Even if it's pink, it's still a different lighter because it's physically different. So Bitcoin and Ethereum are fungible. You're probably thinking, what the fuck does that mean? It means they can be swapped. If I have Ethereum or Bitcoin or DAI or any of those things, you can swap them and you can trade them out for other tokens. Additionally, and this is the big part, what makes them fungible is you can sell at any time. The price of Ethereum starts to rise and you're like, fuck, I'm cashing out. You can sell. You put in your sell order. It starts to just drop and plummet. You can sell. We call that panic selling. Same thing goes with Bitcoin. When it starts to drop or rise, you can get out. It's not the same with NFTs. With NFTs, we are contingent on the market price, the floor price. Now, I've mentioned floor price a couple different times to you guys, and I want to make sure that I clarify. Non-fungible tokens are contingent on the market/collection floor price. And I want to elaborate on this. So if you guys would like me to elaborate, what I can do is I will pull up OpenSea right now. Would that be supportive for you guys to elaborate on what this means? Awesome. Cool. So I'm going to pause the slide deck. I love it. Awesome. Awesome. Let me pull up my OpenSea, but let me actually hide my accounts. I have about 6 different wallets that I trade through. Awesome. Cool. We are going to get you guys on OpenSea with me. So when you search OpenSea, it is OpenSea.io. You could put in OpenSea.com. I actually don't know what would happen if you did. Let's see. Okay, cool. Nothing is happening right now, but always still put in OpenSea.io. You never know. Someone could create a phishing website and steal all your fucking information, and I don't want that for you. So when you go to OpenSea.io, we're just going to pull up a random project. Let's pull one up. Let's pull up SupDuck. All right. So SupDuck, you probably are seeing these. How many people are seeing this and you're like, man, what the fuck am I looking at right now? I'm sorry, Darcy, are your kids in the room? Oh, okay. Okay. All right, cool. Because I just keep seeing you look to the right and I'm like, I hope his kids aren't like, what's that word? I don't want to teach anyone any bad habits. So looking at this screen, are you guys kind of confused looking at this? How do I keep track of 6 wallets? These are great questions. Any questions that you have as they come up, post them in the chat. So You're all following along with me, correct? And we're talking about the floor price. So I'm going to walk you through this with me. So sup ducks, whenever you go to any collection on OpenSea, there's a couple things that I like to look for that give me some comfort. I do not rely on these to tell myself if it's a good choice or not. However, I look, is it a verified collection? Yes or no? It always feels better when it's verified. That means that OpenSea views this as an official collection. However, there's also collections out there that have millions in volume in 24 hours that aren't verified. So use your own discernment, use your research. But when we scroll down here with subducts, the floor price is 1.94 ETH. Currently, the price of Ethereum is $4,400. So the price of this to enter is close to 8K. And here's why. Everything on OpenSea is based off blockchain. Blockchain is essentially the contract chain where all transactions happen. It's an algorithm. It's how the code is written. Now, the most simple way to explain this is this. I have a pen. I'm going to write Joey. Let's say I have a board. I'm going to write Joey on the board, and I'm going to pass this to Darcy, and Darcy is going to write his name on the board. Then Darcy is going to pass it to John, and John's going to write his name, and then John's going to pass it to Shauna, and Shauna's going to write her name. That's how blockchain works. Any transaction that happens is written in stone, meaning it cannot go anywhere. You could literally track anyone's transactions on here. You just have to know what you're looking at, because if you were to look at some of the transactions, you're just going to see a page with a bunch of numbers. There's a lot of comfort in that. Everyone can basically see access to every transaction that's happening. So it's not like our fiat banking system where we have individual bank accounts and only the people at the top can view what your account is doing. On the blockchain, we can all see it. I can't see how much money you're holding in your wallet, but I can see the transactions you're doing, which does help out in the long term when you start to trade things like altcoins and stable coins. This actually leads me to a great example. How many people saw that post of that NFT that sold for $500 million? Did you guys see that? I put that up the other day. Yeah, it was fucking bullshit. And here's why. I saw multiple pages post that, and one of my homies actually posted it as well. And I took a look and I did some research on it. And I looked at the contract and I realized the guy that owns it took out a flash loan on it. He took out a loan to buy it from himself and then listed it at a higher price. He changed the perceived value. Because now anyone that doesn't do their own research that knows how to do that is like, man, this just sold for $500,000. Yeah, I'm going to buy it for $724 million. Does that make sense? This guy slid the value of that on his own. That's your own version of insider trading. And it's because this is unregulated. I've said before, this is like the wild fucking West. Like people are firing from the hip, but it's working because on the blockchain, there's nothing that says that's not allowed. It's another person buying it. So I'm not saying that you should do that. Obviously, taking out a $500 million loan, this guy knows what he's doing. And at the end of the day, you know what it did even more is it brought so much awareness to that NFT. Millions of people viewed that. The guy's either a great marketer or he made a huge fucking mistake and didn't expect the world to see it. Either way, using your own discernment to really check, is this really worth that? Or is that a perceived value? So if that was a lot, take a deep breath. I just wanted to go off and explain that for you because I'm going to explain it now. When we go here, the floor price is 1.94 ETH. I always like to click buy now and has offers. It gives me the impression that other people are interested in this. And I'm always intrigued. If other people are interested, why? Is it valuable? I start here. When I click this, $8,300. Some of you are probably like, well, check this out. Guys, watch this. Oh, shit. I just saved it. That's mine now. If only it was that easy. Some of you are probably thinking, man, I'll just right click, save that. I'll post it as my photo and people think I own it too. Right? It's not that easy, because when we scroll down, first of all, these are all the offers this guy's got. Your offers are shown to everyone. It's completely transparent. So any of those screenshots that I post in the group, you guys could actually go to that exact item and you could double check that. And if I was lying, you guys could call me on my bullshit, but I'm not. So when we scroll down, the reason I'm telling you guys how blockchain works is because if we scroll down, we can see every single person that has ever owned this, the price that they sold it at, who they sold it to, how long those people held it, and now how much they're actually selling it. Exciting, right? So with that being said, we kind of create our perfect storm because we can see how much this guy bought it for. He bought it for 0.35. And this guy bought it for 0.37. So let's actually see that. So he bought it for 1,500 and this guy is selling it for 8,300. Does that make sense? How he bought it when it was lower and he waited and he held on to it. This isn't just a fluke. There's multiple ways that you can see the route a project is going to go. And one of the things that I like to do, we're going to use subducts as an example. Is everyone cool with that? And then we'll get back to the slides. Is this valuable for everyone? Cool. Awesome. Awesome. So most projects, they have all their shit here. Subducts is a collection. Subducts collection is painstakingly handcrafted from locally sourced, divinely inspired items that were carefully harvested from a free range organic plot of ether. Each duck will enrich your life, but most importantly, make your friends and colleagues jealous. So they have a really cool little fun elevator pitch here, which leads me to believe that they probably have a social mission tied to something that has to do with free range and organic based foods. Just based off that, we're going to take a look. Fun website, Get Your Ducks. So when you go on any website for an NFT, most of the time they share like, what's the roadmap? What are we actually doing here? How do you find us? They always set up Twitter and Discord. I exist in Discord a lot of the time. These sold out, so you can only buy them off of OpenSea. There were 10,000 ducks. They use 16 total backgrounds. Shauna, this will be valuable for you. And this is something I'll actually break down with you because this has to come from a designer standpoint. So anyone who's a designer or an artist, when it comes to creating an NFT, these are the frameworks. How many total items do I want? How many backgrounds? How many skins? How many clothes? How many hats, mouths, eyes, and how many super ducks? So you break it down per layer. When I've developed on projects in the past, whether it's been through code or through design, you always start with how many do I want? I want 10,000. Okay. How many background variations do I want? How many skin? How many clothes? And with that, you place it into the algorithm and it automatically renders your X amount. Or if you're a designer like Shauna is, Shauna's an incredible designer and an incredible artist. And she didn't pay me to say that. I've worked with her in multiple businesses now, and she's just really incredible. So with that, when it comes to creating a project, these are the things that come into consideration. Hope that's valuable for you. Kind of shows a little bit about the team. It lets you see the gallery of different ducks. So as you can tell, some mouths are the same, some eyes are the same, some have different hats, some have different mouths. And that's kind of the variations there. And the coder on the back end will place a value or a rarity trait on each one. Is this making sense so far for everyone? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So what I'm trying to do is find a roadmap here of what they actually plan on doing. Okay. Okay, I think they took their roadmap down. What most projects will do is they will have at 10%, we plan on doing this. At 20%, we will donate 10 liquidity to the pool, which means people can actually sell and make some money. And most of them have some type of social good that they're paired with. Is this making sense? Okay, awesome. An example I'd actually rather use for you guys, because this is one that I was actually in on, is going to be Crypto Dads. How many people are a fan of Bob's Burgers? How many people have ever watched that show? It's a cool show, right? So this is Crypto Dads. I'm going to use this because it's a much better example, and then we'll get back to the slides. I'm just scrolling up. What is WETH? WETH is wrapped ETH. It's wrapped Ethereum. Honestly, it's not much different than Ethereum. However, sometimes there are lower gas fees when you accept payments in wrapped Ethereum. It's just simply a different token that was created. There's nothing special about it. Can you guys see my screen right now? I'm just seeing the chat and I saw that Benny was having an issue. How do I keep track of 6 wallets? Awesome. I just want to make sure we're all supported inside the chat. Cool. So from here, what we do is we're going to take a look at Crypto Dads. So Crypto Dads, 10,000 randomly generated and unique art pieces, carefully chosen, blah, 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 blah. Join us on our journey. I like this part. Join us on our journey and experience a thrill that you haven't had since a midnight launch party at GameStop. I don't know about you guys, but I used to love midnight launch parties at GameStop. And GameStop is actually a huge business that is jumping into the NFT space now because they don't want to get left behind. So here's what I'm going to do with you guys. I'm going to go through. So here is the Crypto Dads website. And I brought you here because I wanted to show you a little bit about what it looks like when they actually have the mission on here. Scrolling down. Okay, so roadmap. This is one of the things that I look at when I decide if I'm going to buy into a project or not. Number one, you guys can write this down. Number one, like the art. Like legitimately, like the art that you're buying. Like that's the first rule. Because if you hate it, there's no point in buying it. Because if you're just approaching this from the lens of, I'm going to buy something and I'm going to make millions. Like, no, that's not a part of this game. That is possible. But number one, like the art. Number two, understand the roadmap. And this is the roadmap here. So at 20%, this is actually a project that I was in. And those that have been in the group long enough, I made this call when Crypto Dads was $300. I missed the mint of this and wish I would have bought 3 of them because I'll tell you about the rule of 3 as well when it comes to minting and buying NFTs. So is everyone clear? This is the roadmap and I'm going to break down why we look at this. At 20% sold, some of the Crypto Dads NFTs will be airdropped to the early adopters and supporters. So what that means is when they sell out 20%, if you were holding a Crypto Dad, they may drop you a random new Crypto Dad. And that's actually something we're going to do today. We're going to drop you guys a random NFT because you all are here live with me. And I said, everyone that's live will be put into a raffle to win a free NFT. So I'm going to airdrop you, hopefully your first NFT today. So at 50%, a 30,000 donation fund will be established with the help of our awesome community and supporters towards a men's mental health crisis community. And this is huge because they delivered on this. They literally posted on their social media them donating $30,000. So this is an example of a project paired with a form of social good. Everyone wants to do good in the world, right? Everyone wants to leave this earth saying, I did this thing. They left the world better than they came to it. There's some really profound quote that sounds like that, but I can't remember it right now. So we're just going to keep going. Another thing they did at 70%, they launched a merch line. As you saw above, they had a really cool, trendy looking merch line. So Shauna, you're probably seeing all of this like, oh, this is my fucking jam. Because Shauna and I actually did something like this in another brand. And she is incredibly talented at designing these things. So when someone has that creative mind, there's so many opportunities, whether you're a creator, a marketer, a designer, a music artist, all of these templates work time and time again. So they released a merch line because people that held the NFT were like, oh, I want to rep it. I want to wear a Crypto Dad shirt. They had an impressive marketing campaign. So at 90%, they created a community grant fund of $30,000. And this was done to create, design, and develop or build something that the community values. What they actually ended up doing was creating a metaverse game space with a lawnmower racing game. It's like Mario Kart, but on lawnmowers. And when you log into the game, you log in as the Crypto Dad you own. So it was really cool the way they did that, because what they did, the overarching theme, they created community. You create a place to hang out with other people and play a game, and you're also making money. All thriving projects have that. They have a social good and they have a community. All the biggest projects, Bored Ape Yacht Club. You guys have all heard of Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? If you haven't, it is the #1 NFT in the world next to CryptoPunks. In 2018, you could have minted a CryptoPunk for free. You could have sold that shit for at the bottom line, 6 million right now. But you had to hold it, which is really tough. Guys, when you're getting offers for $10,000 plus, it's really tough to hold something when you've gotten it for free. Guys, you got to have an iron stomach for this. And I think my partner is on right now. When I say partner, I mean my queen. My queen is on here with me. And I'm not sure if she's available right now. If she hears this, which she's like right in the other room in our home. If she hears this, I would love to bring her on and hear her share from her point of view. She was there when I was watching Crypto Dads. And I'm going to share this story with you because I took a few $100s and was getting offers for like 7K. And I was like, oh man. And I'm updating her. I'm waking up in the middle of the night, checking my email to see offers come through. And I was telling Darcy about it because Darcy and I work together in another program that I run. And later that day, the price tanked. I lost that $7,000 offer. And I literally started pacing. Like I'm pacing through the home. I've got my laptop in my hand, like fucking walking around, looking at the floor price, refreshing. I pulled up my phone because I was like, oh, it's got to be a computer issue. I lost the offer. I got too greedy because I told my partner, I was like, oh, I'm listing it for sell at 10K because we all want to make 10K because that's that like coveted number. Like, oh, I want to make 10,000. I told her if it starts to tank, I will sell it at 1F and get out and wipe my hands clean. And I did. I listed it for sale right then. My heart was fucking pacing. I felt like my heart was in my stomach. I felt a little sick because I just lost in a matter of seconds, $4,000. In retrospect, I spent $300 and that was the byproduct of it. Be prepared to have those experiences when you were playing this game because it's a part of it. Now, I set my threshold for loss there, and I'm sharing this with you guys because I want you to learn from this. My threshold was when I get an offer of over 3K, I'm selling. I'm getting out. That was my threshold because I told myself I spent a few $100s on this. If I make 3,000, That's 300x. Guys, an S&P 500 performs at 11% on a good year. This was 300x in 48 hours. So use your discernment, really set your standard and hold yourself accountable, because that did not feel good. And you know what I did after that? I don't recommend doing this. I kept going to the page and refreshing to see how much the floor had gone up, to see how much more I could have made. Don't do that. As you can tell, the price has dropped exponentially. It's at not even half an F. I sold at 0.95, which I shared in the group as well. Is this making sense? Cool. Awesome. I'd love to hear what's coming up for you guys in the chat. Do me a favor and put this in the chat. And I know that I took a pause here and we're kind of going off script, but these are fun. Like, I want to really share what's coming up here. So I love that 24 of you. Yeah, it's seriously. Yeah, Tara, I did tell him not to do this part. Yeah, but this is the ugly truth. Like, I got greedy. That's the truth. It's my own downfall. I was like, man, 3K feels good. Fuck, 7K or even 10K feels so much better. And I won't lie, I kind of moped around for a few hours after that and like really had to do some internal work because I was frustrated at myself because I got that offer and I could have just literally hit accept and boom, deposited it instantly. But I got greedy. How long you have to hold versus not having. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to clarify that at the end because in this case, this was literally a quick buy and trade. And this is another thing that comes up, guys. It's so weird. When you buy these NFTs, you create an emotional connection to them. Like, I was a part of a community. I was Crypto Dad 9976. And after I sold my Crypto Dad, I couldn't be in the community anymore. So there's this like fine line that you walk when you meet people in the community of like, fuck, do I sell and lose the community and make some cheddar? Or do I stay in the community? And that's what they create, this dynamic. So I'm not saying that the Crypto Dad project is dead because they did launch Crypto Moms, and anyone that held a Crypto Dad automatically got a free Crypto Mom. So this is an example of utility with a project. And as far as this one, oh no, I mentioned the rule of threes. Who's interested in the rule of threes when it comes to buying NFTs? I call it the rule of threes. So there is a difference between minting and buying an NFT. And I want to make sure that that's understood. The difference between minting and buying, when we mint it, we buy it directly from that community's website. And I'm going to pull something up here so I can give you an example. This is Rarity Tools. And I'm going to dive into this and explain what this is very in depth, because you're probably seeing this and you're like, whoa, holy shit. I think I'm looking at like a 1997 website made on Yahoo Site Builder. I know that's what this looks like. I built my first website on a Yahoo Site Builder at 12 years old. Had no idea what I was doing. But Brandon remembers that because he was actually listed on the website. He was one of our sponsored skaters. So when we come on here, it's got all the collections listed. As you can tell, CryptoPunks is number one, Bored Ape Yacht Club, 5,000 Ethereum. Do the math on that. 4,400 times 5,000. That's how much money they've had move through that in 24 hours, by the way. It says 7-day volume, but when you click this, it'll show it a 24-hour volume, and it's much higher than that. So I'm going to pull up a project right now to show you the difference between minting and buying. And I need to find one. Oh, this one's minting right now. Cool. So when you pull up, do me a favor, keep yourselves muted when you hop in. It helps a lot for me. Awesome. Cool. I just spotlighted myself so that'll make it easier for y'all. So when we scroll down here, these are all upcoming projects. And just by a raise of hands, how many people have been on Rarity Tools before? I can't see many of you. I can only see 2 of you down here. Just give me a number 1 if you guys know what Rarity Tools is in the chat. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Cool. Awesome. So those that do not know what Rarity Tool is, we're actually going to break this down later on in this workshop, but I'm going to dive into it a little bit here just to give some context. Rarity Tools, it's rarity.tools, as you can see at the top, is a website that I would say that they're at the top of their game. There's also like Nifty River and things like that out there, but I like using Rarity Tools because they're probably one of the more accredited brands that are out there. It also costs $6,000 to be listed on here in this way. That high barrier of entry makes me feel good because not just anyone has $6,000 laying around that they want to throw into a project that is digital images. Am I right? Until you see how much money you can make. So when we scroll down, I'm not a big fan of this project, House of Satan, but we may need to use that one as the example. Okay, we're actually going to use Deceased because this is one that the pre-sale was at 0.06 and the sale was at 0.8. It started yesterday at 10 a.m. They had 10,000 total. So when I go through these, I'm not going to do the analysis right here live with you, but I'm going to go through and show you how you would actually mint a project. So we're going to click the website. All right. Okay. You're going to have to click and connect wallet. It's not going to allow me to because I don't have my plugins in. But what you would do is actually, hopefully that doesn't share any passwords. Cool. Okay. This is actually a great example on a failed project. This happens more frequent than not. Notice how I just connected my wallet and nothing's happening here. It's because this project's developer did not write the code correctly. And this happens. Like this happens on a lot of great projects where a developer didn't write the code correctly. So this link does not link my wallet. And that means I can't click mint now and buy anything from them. And that fucking sucks because they spent money to get this done. They spent at least 6,000. And with having 10,000, when you do it this way, you're paying the gas fees for when someone clicks mint for it to go directly to your account because you are writing the contract here. You are the first owner. Is this making sense? When you mint something, you are the first owner. You're the OG. You are bringing it from the website to OpenSea. Most of the time when you mint, you're getting them for a couple $100. And I'm going to map this out for you. Just by a show of hands so I can see the cameras. Is this making sense for everyone that's here? I can only see like 4 of you down here. Cool, 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 cool. Awesome. So when we mint it, we send it to OpenSea. It gets directly on OpenSea in that way. You pay the price for it, which in this case was 0.08, I believe. As you can see, we scroll down. This is their roadmap. When you pay to mint it, it goes directly to OpenSea. And what we rely on is that 10,000 selling out and people sitting there still wanting more. Is this making sense? So if 10,000 of these sell out and people still want them, this is what happened with Crypto Dads. I was there on the website and I have a family, so I have obligations. And so I was there on the website and, you know, family duties called and I turned away for like 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Some of these things sell out in 57 seconds, guys. And that's why I have so many wallets, because it allows me to have multiple wallets ready. And I'm literally clicking, trying to mint on multiple computers because there's people doing the same. There's people that have AI bots doing this to buy. So in this instance, if 10,000 sold out, we go to OpenSea And now people are wanting to buy them from there. So we list them at a higher price. This is common economics, supply and demand. Is everyone following along with me so far? So it mints out 10,000 or whatever the number is, have been sold out. Now other people are like, fuck. FOMO hits in. This is when we play on human emotion and human psychology, because that's a part of this too. People want what they can't have. I did. So 10,000 sold out. I went over to Crypto Dads and I was like, man, sure, I'll spend like $450 on this. This is what they look like. Just so you guys know, like not super extravagant, not super detailed. Shauna, you're probably seeing this and thinking, I can crush this shit. And like, I have so many ideas, but believe it or not, the more simple they are, the more exciting they are. Because another thing that happens with NFTs is people make them their profile picture. This is a part of the communities that are built. A lot of people that hold certain NFTs, as they start to get popular, it becomes a part of their brand. Like I posted a thing on my podcast Think Tank about an influencer who turned down a $9 million offer on something he got for free. Can you honestly say, everyone here right now, would you turn down $1 million, $9 million offer? Yeah, most people would say no. Actually, put in the chat if you would or wouldn't. Put yes if you would. Put no if you wouldn't. Let's hear. And I know we've got some big wigs on this call, so I'm gonna use my own discernment. Give me that 9 milli. Yeah, def not. 9 mil, please. I hope those of you that say, give me that, have your account set up so you're not paying taxable gains on that. Cause fuck, if you made 9 million, you pay taxable gains. Woo, you're paying like 2 mil of that to the government. You better move to Puerto Rico. You better set up an irrevocable trust. You better set up something that shows that your kids are entitled to that money and not you. But you guys get what I'm saying here. So when you come to OpenSea and you list it for sale, this is where people will come to get in on the project when it is minted out. Okay, so when we mint it, we're coming directly from the website, and this writes a contract and adds it to our OpenSea account. Does that make sense? Awesome. So let's say we just did it, we minted it, and now we get to deal with the anxious part of, holy fuck, when does it get to my wallet? Because that happens too. For those of you that have bought NFTs, you know the anxiety that goes along with, oh shit, I just minted it. When is it going to pop up in my wallet? So let me actually change accounts. Okay, awesome. Scroll down so you guys can't see. So I actually developed a project recently. It's called Boob Patrol. I don't just collect fucking boobs. But when I scroll down, you guys will see, guys, I was in a coffee shop with my partner yesterday, and I'm sitting there trying to check NFTs, and I'm scrolling down like this. And I literally turned to her and I was like, this is so awkward for anyone that sees what I'm doing here. So it's a project that I developed on, and that's why it shows that I have this collection of them. It's because I was the developer on it. It's a part of her community and her brand. It's called Genetics Beauty. And this is an example for those of you that want to create. How many of you want to create your own project? Do me a favor and put the number. You guys are quick. I love it. Do me a favor and put the number 1 in the chat if you guys want to create your own project. Oh shit, you guys are on it. Fuck yeah. Yeah, a brand is worth more than 9 mil. Just to close the loop on that, yes, that was why he did not sell, because this man has created a multi-million-dollar brand around him owning that NFT. If he sells that NFT, he sells the brand with the NFT, basically, because that's what's giving him his notoriety and his clout. Well, we're going to call it clout. So honestly, it would be a tough call for me. I would have to know what my plan is with that. And I have an idea or a hunch that he has a bigger plan with that. So using your discernment, Obviously, on the surface level, we'd all accept that 9 milli because money feels good. But when we peel away the layers, he had a thriving brand, and that was why he kept it. But it does make for great clickbait, right? So as we scroll down, we just minted. All right. And now we're like, all right, where's my NFT? They show up in your wallet, just like this. These are some of the NFTs that I own in this wallet. I literally bought this thing called Hotstar because do you guys know Disney has an app called Hotstar? It's called Disney Hotstar. It exists in other areas of the world. I bought this because it's the word Hotstar, and I plan on selling it to Disney eventually because they are starting their own NFT line. These were like $11, and I was testing like what it felt like to buy some NFTs and what it felt like to just buy one. So if you guys are looking for a really cheap entry, honestly, I would check out Boob Patrol. I'm not trying to plug her, but the entry point on these are like $8, $9, and 10% of all proceeds go towards breast cancer awareness. So that's an example of an NFT having utility. So when you buy an NFT or mint an NFT, they're available right down here. As you can see, this is my nut that I've been posting about in the group, and I'm not accepting offers on them yet because the cost of Ethereum is so high. So gas fees are super high right now. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. I'm going to pull up the chat, kind of see what's going on up here. Yeah, we made the Boob Patrol affordable, so you guys can just hop right in. And if you're a woman, it's an all natural breast care, all organic company. I'm going to shamelessly plug her because I really believe in what she's doing. And for those guys that want great skin, I use this stuff daily. Awesome. Sick. I will post the link for you guys after. I'm going to get back to our slides. Yep. Best pun. I love it. So I'm going to actually share with you the rule of 3 because I said that I was going to share that. Are you guys all still with me, fully present and ready for it? So the rule of 3 that I actually picked up from someone else. When you are minting a project, what's up, Julia? Thanks for joining us. Let's see, where are we in this? Okay, I'm going to start the screen share from here so that way I can get back to the slides. Okay, so by this point, do we all have a firm idea of what an NFT is? Do me a favor and put yes in the chat if we understand that. If the answer is no, that's fine. I want to make sure that you know what this is. Awesome, awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Sweet. Awesome. So the common questions I get, where do you buy NFTs? How can we make NFTs? How do you know what art or thing to make and how to sell NFTs? So I'm going to kind of go through these questions here, and then I'm going to jam out on OpenSea and the rule of 3. So where do you buy NFTs? Directly from the website or from OpenSea.io. I only operate on those 2 platforms. There's NBA Top Shots. There's all sorts of other things out there. There's VFriends, which is owned by Gary Vee. But I particularly like to stay on OpenSea. Coinbase is launching their own NFT platform. For now, I'm still staying on OpenSea. So how can we make NFTs? I heard Photoshop is coming out with the Make as an NFT edition. Is anyone here a developer, a coder, HTML writer, JavaScript? No, I'm on my own. Okay, cool. If you're a coder, if someone listening to this is a script writer, anything like that, you can use Cobra or Python to write the code for this. And if you hear this and you are a coder, I have a template that I can give you where literally you just have to change the layers on it. It's kind of intricate, and if you don't know what you're doing in Cobra or any of the coding softwares, I don't recommend looking at this because it'll literally probably give you a headache. How to connect MetaMask to OpenSea, I believe is the last question. How to connect MetaMask to wallets. MetaMask, the thing with MetaMask that I do is I use Coin Wallet and I copy my MetaMask ID and I send directly from Coin Wallet to MetaMask. That's also another method that you could do. For those of you, if you're holding like a lot of money in Bitcoin right now and it's connected to your social, you could create an irrevocable trust, EIN. You could connect that to a new MetaMask account, and then you could transfer from your other account to that account before you withdraw the money. Did that make sense? No? That's fine. John, I want to answer your question for connecting the MetaMask to wallets. When it's not so much as connecting, because Coin Wallet and Coinbase Wallet connect together because they're from the same entity. So that's why I use those two. And when I send money to MetaMask, I go Coinbase Wallet directly sending it to MetaMask. And the reason being is because I have my Coin Wallet account set up to where it transfers instantly. And when I send from that account to my MetaMask, it's also instant because it's through decentralization. It's wallet to wallet. Yes, Coin Wallet is owned by Coinbase. It's a sister company, as they say on their website, which we all know that means that they're just owned by the same LLC and they're protecting their assets by listing it as a sister company. So we will break down on this call connecting a wallet, because I'm going to do that all with you guys live today. Like, we're going to create wallets together, because that's how I'm going to be able to give one of you lucky individuals a free NFT today, as I need your wallet IDs. Did that answer your question, John? You can give me a thumbs up if it did. I can see your camera. Awesome. Cool. So how do you know what art or thing to make? Honestly, there's no right or wrong thing on like the right thing or wrong thing to make. There's boob patrol. That's literal outlines of boobs. There's stick dicks that literally are stick figures with like different types of dicks. And I'm sorry to be crude, but I want to share with you how like much polarity there is from end to end on it. There's literally the squiggly line that was Technicolor that sold for 3 million. Now, some of you guys may be hearing that and you're thinking, oh, I'll just make a squiggly line and I'll list it and it'll sell for 3 million. A lot of these things that are selling for that amount of money are either tied to one, a high profile influencer. The Paul brothers, anyone here follow Logan Paul, Jake Paul? The Paul brothers do a great job of subtly pumping NFTs and tokens. They do it via tweets and they disguise it as trolling. And I think they do a great job of that because they're not directly, oh, what's up? If you want to buy this NFT, swipe up, boom, 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 in your face. Like, they're not saying shit like that. That's old. That's played out. The whole, oh, swipe up to make $1 million, blah, 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 blah. Like, we're hit with that shit all day. So when it comes to the art or thing to make, honestly, the thing that you like, the thing that you enjoy, tie it to a community, tie it to a mission, and maybe reach out to some influencers. This is a part of an influencer campaign, and we're getting really far ahead here. But these are examples that people use to pump projects. An example I'll give you is Crypto Dads. They had Steve Aoki behind it. Like, Steve Aoki reached out to them and wanted a Crypto Dad, so they designed one that looked like Steve Aoki, and then he reposted it. It's a good way to get a lot of eyes on your project. So when you're thinking about what art to make, aren't they shitting? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it really depends on what you want to look at it, because SHIB is a different environment. NFTs are based off blockchain, and so is SHIB, but this is more of a token. This is a digital art piece. So it's important to delineate the two of those. And how to sell NFTs. You simply, do you guys want me to walk you through how you actually list something for sale? Like, once it's in your OpenSea? Awesome. Lots of good questions on here. I love it. What's up, Jelena? I appreciate the question and engagement. Okay. Awesome. 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 Cool. Let me share my screen. Anytime I pull up OpenSea, my wallets pop up and try to populate. So I just want to make sure I'm not like popping my wallets all over the screen, because there are scams that happen from your wallets, and I'll share those with you too, because I don't want anyone to ever get scammed. So I named my NFTs. This is Otis. Otis is actually my brother's NFT for his birthday. My brother turned 17 earlier this year. For those that don't know, I have a younger brother. I'm 31, so we have a huge age gap. My brother was like, oh, I want this junkyard dog. And it's because he was here. My mom and him were here when I was buying these. And my partner's on this as well. And we're going to do a podcast sharing her point of view when I came to her and showed her the first NFT. And I was like, I'm going to spend $600 on this. She's like, you're going to what? And I was like, I'm literally approving the transaction right now. And she's like, it's your money, do what you want. But it's important to share, for her to share her point of view, because on the surface level, I'd tell someone you're fucking crazy if you're spending $600 or any amount of money on something that you could right click and save. Yeah, as she said in the chat, she was just kind of like, you're doing what? But when it comes to this, I'm going to take you through how to list one of these for sale. This guy's actually already listed for sale. Man, I'm trying to make my brother some money. Don't judge me from all the boobs I have in my wallet right now. All right, so how to sell something. Man, I've got all these listed for sale. All right. All right, Galactic Empire. So this was one that I hopped into. Does anyone know who Dino Tomic is? He's a comic book designer. He did a lot of the Marvel and DC comics way back in the day. He was the designer on this NFT project. I jumped in it because I was a big fan of those comic books. This project fucking plummeted. Like, it should have done amazing, and it had every reason to do amazing. But here's what happened. The day they went to go live, there was a coding issue. So everyone, when they clicked to mint, it kept saying cancel, cancel, cancel. And I was livid, because I was trying, because you could either get one of these little moon men or you could get a galactic babe. And I'm going to click it so you guys could see a galactic babe. So this is Galactic Babe. And I didn't want it because of the boobs. I wanted it because of the rarity, because there were only 10 of them. And so here's what happened with this project. Originally, they had 10,000. When you mint directly to OpenSea as a creator, you pay the gas fees for all of those. The gas fees on 10,000 units or 10,000 NFTs is around $60,000. So as a creator, if you mint it in this way, you're paying the gas fees, or you can do individually like we did for Boob Patrol. I listed each of those individually, one by one by one. It took time, and Tara's on here with me. She could tell you I sat there for hours making sure that I put all of the rarity traits in, but that's part of paying to play. So Galactic Empire should have done well. They flopped at release, and so they pushed it 24 hours out while they fixed it. After 24 hours, they realized there's no way that we're going to sell 10,000. So they lowered it to 3,300. There's only 583 owners of the 3,300 items. That's a really, really horrible ratio. So it cost me $300 and something to mint this. The current floor price, Tara's on here right now. The current floor price is $17. Woo! Sorry, babe. I'm just kidding. I'm not sorry. She knows. And this is a part of playing the game. Like, expect when you put money into NFTs, use money that you are willing to lose. And that's the truth. Like, honestly, anyone that I've worked with on a more one-to-one basis through this, whether it's in inner circle or any of those things, use your discernment. Like I posted something in the Facebook group and I got a message saying like, oh, that was kind of mean. You shouldn't post things like that. Please do not message me or anyone else in the investing space with the framing, I have this much in my life savings. What do I do with it? Please do not trust a random person, myself included, with your life savings. Like, use your own discernment on this. I just wanted to like share that because this is a volatile environment. And it's not like I have millions that I have to put into this, but I am taking calculated risks. And this isn't just a fluke. And I'm going to walk you through the analysis that I'm going to do with you. Yeah, posting them alone took half a day. So how we actually list these for sale, I just wanted to share with you a bit about that project. As you saw, that's a huge loss. These are being posted for sale at $17. So when we post an item for sale, you have it in your wallet, you click it. We'll take a step back. This is our wallet. We have our NFTs in here. Click the NFT you want to sell. In this case, Moonman. This is a two-part process, so you will need your cell phone with you to approve the transaction. Sell. Now you get to choose. Do you want to have a timed auction and sell to the highest bidder? I don't really like doing these. I don't like auctions because they have to put their money out there and wait for you to accept it. And you hold on to that money until you either accept or decline. I don't like personally doing that. And maybe it's my own projection, but I always do it at a fixed price because I want out. Like, I want to know I'm getting that amount of money. I don't want it to be a sliding table and to wait for a bidder to come through. So right now, the floor price of this is $17. So honestly, it would be dumb to post it anything higher than that because the floor price is so low. I'm actually not even going to list this for sale because at this point, like, I'm stuck with Moonman 1760. He's my homie. We need to learn how to like each other because I'm stuck with him. There's nothing I can do with him. And that's a part of it. But I do have this unique Moonman that as Dinotomic's clout rises because he's doing other projects, earlier projects will hold value. So pay attention to those things. Like, he's a famous artist. I don't want to get morbid, but if he fucking dies, this shit's worth money. And I want to frame that for you because someone's notoriety or the project's notoriety or a creator of a project, like let's say the creator of This Is Happening Right Now, the creator of Bored Ape Yacht Club and CryptoPunks are in talks, which is Larva Labs, are in talks of doing a project together. So if you take the two largest projects in the world and they come together, what do you guys think is going to happen from that? Like, these are things to pay attention to. This is just all about the crypto news. And I share all of this stuff on Think Tank actively because I'm into this. Like, I am so in this environment because I want to have this information and literally be an expert in this. I feel like I am an expert in this. And the way that my partner shares that is you have a unique understanding of explaining things that make no sense to anyone else. And I'm excited to be here with this. So when we list it for sale, choose your price. I mean, fuck, we could get dicey. Let's list it at 100 ETH and we'll list it for $429,000. Like, you get to choose what you list it at. Or maybe we want to be conservative and list it at 01, which is 42. So for those that want to create your own project, check this shit out. Notice when I scroll down and I'm listing it for sale, notice it says, what? Creator royalty 5%? All right. Those of you that want to be a creator, pay attention to this. I hope all of you are paying attention right now. Like, put your pen down, stop texting, stop scrolling on Instagram, like stop watching porn, whatever you're doing, pay attention to this. Creator royalty. When you create a project, you can do this. Now, what this means when you're the creator, you make money from people minting it directly from the website to OpenSea. That's your front end money. Let's do some math. So I already know the math on this because I do numbers a lot, because we're launching a project that has 10,000. So those of you that get in on Boob Patrol right now, there's some huge fucking things we're doing. Like, we are in contacts with the people that work with Mark Cuban, and that's not bullshit. Like, we have some big things planned for this, but I'm going to do some numbers with you. For those that are a creator or want to create a project at all, let's say 10,000 NFTs, they mint at 200. That's 2 million. Okay, let's minus your initial 60,000 because you had to pay for the contract. That's still 1.9 million. Okay, that's your front end. You mint 10,000 out. That's what you make. That's not bullshit. That's just economics. Now, 10,000 have sold out. You're coming on here to list it for sale. Like, let's say you're a buyer and you're coming on here, you're like, oh, fuck yeah, this just sold out. I bought my 3, or I bought my 1, I bought my 10, but you bought as many as you wanted to. Some projects will only to allow you to buy 1 because they know how valuable it's going to be. Those are the ones to look out for. If a project's only letting you mint 1, that's why you have 6 wallets. For those that ask, why do you have 6 wallets? That's why. The projects that only allow you to mint 1, I'm curious. But as a creator, you just created this project. You sold 10,000 of them. Awesome. Anytime someone lists that for sale, you get a 5% cut for life. For life. So that means let's say I created one and you guys buy the Boob Patrols, those are set to give the creator a 5% for life. So let's say I sell it to Shauna, and Shauna sells it to Billy, and Billy sells it to John, and John sells it to Jelena, and Jelena sells it to Lance, and Lance sells it to Jesse. I make 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%. Every time you sell it off the total amount that you sell it for. So guys, this is a win, 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 win. Literally, you mint out the project, you get to turn around and sell it for more, because now there's other people that are FOMOing, trying to get that NFT. On the creator side, I make money every time you sell it, 5% based off how much you sold it for. And that 5% comes from OpenSea, not your end. Is that clear? You are not paying that 5% to me. OpenSea is paying that 5% to me. So let's think about this. Like, if you're a designer or a developer, or if you partner on a project and you're a collaborator and each of you take 2%, and that project suddenly takes off, you're making money on that for the duration of someone selling it. So when we list something for sale, we click complete listing, and this pops up. So you have to approve this item for sale through your phone. It's going to have me approve this on my phone. So we've spoken about gas fees, right? Who knows what gas fees are? So gas fees are like minor fees. It's the cost to list something or accept something. When Ethereum is up, there's a lot of transactions happening. When transactions are happening, gas fees are going to be more expensive. I just went to list this for sale. And for me to list this for sale, I have to pay $47.39. That's actually cheap today. Yesterday, for me to list something for sale or to sell something, I had an offer yesterday. I shared this with my partner. I was like, man, I have thousands of dollars in offers, but it's going to cost me $2,000 in fees to accept these offers. It's almost paradoxical, right? Like, I literally was breaking even. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep my Moon Man. I'm going to keep Otis, my junkyard dog, because his value to me is worth more than me breaking even. So use that discernment. When the cost of ETH is higher, gas fees and miner fees will be higher as well. And you can adjust the threshold inside your app. You just click the little gear and you can go slow, medium, fast. I always recommend going with auto in this case because you want it to go through. You don't want to pay the fee and then have it not be listed. Did that make sense for everyone? Awesome. Let me take a look. You pay the fees to list it. You pay the fees to list it. And if you accept an offer, instead of someone buying now, you pay the fees on the offer as well. Lots of fees. So like, let's do the math on that because it's a numbers game. So we list something for 47 bucks. I just paid 45 to list it. And then I pay 47 to sell it. You're negative 47 bucks. No, you don't pay fees if it doesn't sell. You pay fees to list it. So yes, you pay those fees. This is why it's important when you're watching a project to know what your risk threshold is, because fees are a part of it. And if we're looking at $90 worth of fees plus the 45, we're selling at, this is just economics, to be higher than that. So 90 plus the 45 would be my sell price. However, this project, that's not going to allow for that to happen. The floor price of this is $17. Is that making sense? This isn't a project that you can make any money on, is what I'm saying. I lost my money. Does that make sense for everyone? Awesome. Awesome. You do have to pay fees to take it down, to cancel a listing, and I'll walk you guys through that as well. And the thing is, there's nothing you can do to get away from these fees. And realistically, this is all written in their algorithm, so we don't skew the system. I hope this is making sense for everyone. I'll pull one up that I have listed for sale. Where's my dead bear? This is my dead bear named Harry Potter because he has a wand. If anyone is a fan of Harry Potter and bears, you can buy my dead bear for $6,000. So this is my dead bear. I have him listed. This project is kind of swaying back and forth, so I'm holding on to him. I minted this one, and when you scroll down, you can see that I was the only person to ever own this. You can scroll down, see the other dead bears, but I like mine. If I was to cancel the listing, I'll walk you through this together. This is super in-depth. I didn't plan to do all of this with you. I also planned for this to only be an hour, so I'm giving you guys more because I love you guys. Okay, I'm waiting for the transaction to pop up. Okay, to cancel the listing, it is $43.82 because that is the cost of the miner fee. However, you could lower your price and you don't get charged. Does this make sense? When you list it for sale, you are paying that transaction because it is your contractual agreement with blockchain that you are listing it for sale. Any transaction that happens on blockchain, it is written in code. It is binding. This isn't like traditional fiat bank accounts where people can fucking delete transactions and shit. If you guys have ever worked with a financial advisor, you've seen the things that they can do. I have. It's wild. It's fucking wild, some of the things that can happen with your fiat bank accounts. But in the blockchain, you can't hide. Every transaction you have ever done is kept. So if you're trying to hide, Uncle Sam's trying to do these Jane Doe summons and John Smith summons when they're trying to subpoena people's Coinbase wallets. It's an infringement of your rights. You don't legally have to come forward on things like that. And if you're trading as a trust, you're even more protected. Do the fees change based on the floor or sale price? The fees only change based off the price of Ethereum. Ethereum is what changes the floor price. I dig it, y'all. Awesome. So I'm actually going to bring us back over to the OpenSea conversation and the Coinbase wallet, Coinbase, and MetaMask conversation. We're all clear on what NFTs are. We're all clear on where we go to buy them. We're clear on what a floor price is. Now, let's create some wallets together. How many of you have MetaMask downloaded on your phone right now? Where I'm going to, or Coinbase wallet, whatever wallet you choose to use. I use MetaMask and Coinbase. If you guys want to see what they look like, Coinbase is right here and Coin Wallet is down here, and MetaMask is that little fox right there. As you can see, I have all my stuff saved as like, I am gaming, I am healthy, I am wealthy, like all of these things. They're just positive affirmations for me. So we're creating our account right now. Do me a favor and let's walk through this together, because I want to ensure everyone has, you have Coinbase, not Coinbase Wallet. So download Coinbase Wallet. We're going to go through this together right now. Because what we're going to do how many of you are using Coinbase Wallet right now? Awesome. Is it linked to the Coinbase account that you have? You have MetaMask. Awesome. So on MetaMask, we're going to go through two of these, or both of these at the same time. I'm going to give you guys a minute. Okay. So when you were on MetaMask, okay, cool. I've got it to where it won't show anything. When you are on MetaMask or Token Pocket, whatever you use, you only have only Coinbase account. So we're not talking about Gemini. We're talking about things that we can use to fund our NFT accounts, MetaMask or Coin Wallet. Jelena, I would download Coin Wallet right now. What I will do is post a link in the chat for y'all. If I have Coinbase, well, awesome, cool. So you have those set up. So Coinbase Wallet. Wallet.coinbase.com. Brandon, you only say that yes if you have Coinbase Wallet downloaded right now, because I'm actually going to walk through and connect these with you. Okay, for those that are my Coinbase Wallet and Coinbase peeps, if we're all ready, I'm going to walk through this with you. When you have Coin Wallet pulled up, you'll notice there's three icons at the bottom. There's one that looks like a little card. There's the four little squares in the middle, and then there's the gear on the right. Everyone sees that? Awesome. Click the gear. And notice that pulls up your profile. You might have a funny profile name like I have. I actually have my World of Warcraft name from when I used to play WoW and was number 2 in the entire server for PvP. So when you pull up that gear, scroll down and you will see a word that says connections, and it'll say default network. Below that, it says wallet link. I want you to connect wallet link or click wallet link. And if you're on your computer right now, it is probably going to, on your phone, pull up a thing like this, right? So the next thing we're going to do going through this with you guys. Okay. Mine is on my phone and it's only asking me to create a new wallet. I already have Coinbase. Are you on Coin Wallet? On Coinbase Wallet, Brandon, I want you to click the gear. Jesse, you're going to use the link that I just posted to add this extension to Chrome. When you add that extension to Chrome, it'll add a little gear like this. And you can click Coinbase Wallet extension and it'll have the option to scan it there. Let me know once you are there. Can everyone else hear me? Awesome. Awesome, Jesse. I think that might be on your end right now, brother. Awesome. Everyone has their coin wallet set up. Have we set up our wallet link with it? Give me a thumbs up if we're there. If we're still working on it, that's okay. We've got some that are there. Jake Bryan, you're working on it. Awesome, guys. Not yet. We're getting there. Give me 1 second. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, you can, it is totally fine that you did MetaMask. Like MetaMask is actually, in my opinion, MetaMask is a little easier. And in my professional opinion, I think that MetaMask is more widely accepted. There are certain websites that you have to jump through more hurdles when it comes to minting with Coinbase Wallet. And that's why when you saw me get on that website, it pulled up my Coinbase and my MetaMask because I have both funded, but they're both completely different accounts. One of them is a personal account and the other is a trust account. Because those are my plans. This recording will be shared, so I'm not going to share specifically what the plan is. But when you trade as a trust, your assets are not taxed as they grow. Trading as a trust also means that you have to have a ledger that is notarized between you and the bank that you're banking with, because the first layer of that is setting up your EIN through a trust. The next layer of that is having the ledger created with an attorney and then having it notarized, which is between you and the bank, having the bank accept your account. And then the big part, you got to fund the trust account. Most trust accounts require that you come in liquid, cash in hand, 250K or more. There are trust accounts that you can get into with a $0 entry. However, you have interest that is charged against you. Ally Bank is a good one. When you open, so that's a good question, Lance. It is having you scan this plugin that I just posted. It's going to have you scan the plugin. So I'm going to pull this up. I'm afraid of what's going to happen when I pull up this extension because I don't know which account it's going to pull up. Okay, awesome. So what you do over here is we will actually, so when you click here, you click that, and the thing that's pulling up on your phone to scan, I'm going to do this with you guys. You click Wallet Connect, you click Add, it pulls up the scanner, like this. That's weird. You guys can see me. Hey, what's up? So from there, you pull up the scanner, you scan the scanner, and boom, it's on your phone now. You guys got to see one of my accounts. When you open Coinbase Wallet, click your gear, John. At the very bottom, click that gear. And then when it pulls this up, you'll see this. Click Wallet Connect or Wallet Link right there in the middle. And then hit the plus sign at the top. As you can see, guys, these are all the things that I have my wallet linked to right now. When you scan it, what that does is creates the connection between your internet platform and your phone. So when you go to mint a project, it will confirm through your phone. That's what you just did, was you created the connection between the two. And that's actually a great way to keep your assets safe as well, which we will also talk about at the end of this, because holding Bitcoin, Ethereum, you don't need to do that with MetaMask. MetaMask, you don't need to do any connection. All you'll get to do is the Chrome plugin through MetaMask. I like Chrome because they have the plugins, and when I go to websites, it automatically queues. I'm a big tech guy and I like things to be super easy for me. Does that make sense for everyone? Are we all on the same page? We're all in the same place. Awesome. This is a lot more dense than I planned to give you guys, but I want everyone to like have so much of a firm understanding of this. And if you do want more, there will be an option to get more if you're looking for more specific support. So to summarize, we've gone through OpenSea. We understand how to see projects on OpenSea. We know what the floor is. Your wallet link is showing 0. Is there 0? Have you funded your account would be my next question. If you haven't funded the account, it will say 0 right now, because there's no fund that there's no money that has been added to the account. Okay, okay. I mean, fuck, imagine if you opened it and it said like 6.7 million. If you were on here and you created that and you said that, I'd be like, yo, here's my wallet ID. Tips appreciated. I'm totally joking. So you're in a good place. Now, regardless on what you're using, when you pull this up, I'm going to find your wallet ID with you, because I think it's important to know where our wallet ID is. When you pull up your wallet ID, I personally like to use the web version. Oh, John's already on top of it. I'm showing this to you guys because I am going to have everyone drop their wallet ID, because one person that's here live with me until the very end will get an NFT airdropped to them. That's a part of being on today, is one of you gets an NFT given to you for free. So if you have your plugins set up and all of that, I'm going to teach you how to find your ID. So when we pull this up, let's use MetaMask. So notice right here, my little number, you click that and it copies it instantly. They make it really simple because this wallet ID, like, it's literally so sacred. So then you just click Control V, boom. Did that make sense for everyone? Okay, do me a favor and let's post our wallet IDs in the chat, just so I know everyone is complete and clear on this. Awesome. John's on top of it. Jake Bryan, I love it. This is dope. Keep posting them, guys, just so we've got this is literally you guys entering in the raffle when you post your wallet ID. Just one entry, just one wallet ID, y'all. Awesome, awesome. I'm just waiting for everyone else. Yeah, this is just your wallet ID. This is the ID for MetaMask or for Coinbase. When you pull it up here via Coinbase, if you are using Coinbase, it'll allow you to pull up your ID there as well. As you can see, I just pulled it up. You just copy and paste it. If you use MetaMask, same thing. I'm glad that I had my other accounts up for this because it makes it much easier. Cool. We've got the wallets posted. I love it. Darcy's back. We're waiting for your wallet ID, Darcy. We got you, brother. Awesome. Which platform are you using right now? Is it Lana? Coinbase. Okay. Are you using Coinbase wallet? Because this is with Coinbase, it's a two-part. Okay. So Coin Wallet, are you on your computer? Okay. Have you downloaded the Coinbase plugin as well? You have. Okay. So when we pull up Coinbase, pull up your Coinbase plugin. Normally you'll see this. I'm comfortable. You guys can see this. What the fuck ever. This is one of the accounts. If you want to take it and run with some of these tokens, you're more than welcome to. Anyone that did their research, you'll see that I dumped on Floki this morning. So once you are here, Lana, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. Once you are here, you're going to click this little, I'd call it a foursquare. Let's click the foursquare. Okay. This shows our address. Someone can scan this, or here, we're going to click copy. Okay. Can you confirm you've gotten that for me?
Yeah, I got it. I just have it on, I'm on my Zoom call on my phone.
Got it.
Figure out how to get that over to you.
No worries. If you want after this, you can also PM it to me and I can get it. I'll get it from you either way because an email will be going out and I'll ensure that I get your coin wallet from you. So thank you for that. Awesome. Cool. So if we're all good and clear, I'm going to move us forward because this is getting longer than I intended. And I want to respect everyone's time because it is a Saturday and we all have families and things going on as well. So we've got our account set up. We've got OpenSea. We're clear on what the fuck an NFT is. NFTs really can pair with any environment, any business, any type of thing. I'm going to map out a few different options that I have seen. Music industry. The example I'll use is Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez just did this. He launched his album through an NFT, sold out in 57 seconds. He went platinum. He sold these for $1. Some people bought 5,000, some people bought 20, some people bought 1. Guys, what happens when it sells out at 10,000? There's people that missed out. And so now what he did, he sold these at $1 because he wanted his fans to make some money. His fans then turned around and went to OpenSea because that's where the collectible was posted. And with his, you can sell certain collections as a segment. So each NFT, like literally, I'm going to show this to you guys right now. Okay. So they have since gone down in value. The day that these went up, here, man, some of these were selling for like $6,000 fucking dollars. Look at this, 1.45 ETH. Like that's insane. People bought these for $1 and sold them for 6,000. Literally, all these are wild, right? He sold his album as an NFT. Like, this is insane. It's kind of catchy. So it's an example of how he paired himself with an NFT. Two things happened. He went platinum and he created an opportunity for his fans to make money. He literally went live on his Instagram and he's like, holy shit, I went platinum, but I've done that before. I did this for you guys. All of you guys get to go and sell these for thousands and thousands of dollars. And some of you bought hundreds of these for $1. He gave back to his fucking fans. And then you know what he did? He turned around and he said, hey, those of you that are owning my NFT this following year on tour, you guys get free access to any show you want. So now people don't want to sell their NFT because they're like, what? I can go to a Tory Lanez show, anyone I want, as long as I own that NFT. All right. Do I make $5,000 or do I go see one of my favorite artists anywhere I want? And that's just an example. Like any influencer can come out at any time and say, oh, you own my NFT? Well, because you own my NFT, Logan Paul just did this. Because you own a unique NFT of him as a Pokemon card, anything that has to do with him, any of his boxing events, anything that he does, he's flying them out to Puerto Rico. He's paired an experience with that. Another example, we all know my good buddy, Taylor Welsh. If you don't know him, Traffic and Funnels. If you don't know Traffic and Funnels, Consultant Next Door, Sales Mentor, Wealth Cap, any of these things. He's got $1 billion net worth. Some of you didn't know that. Taylor's up there. One thing he is doing is he's creating an NFT that's paired with him for life, a one of one. You own this NFT. Anything that he has ever done, you have access to. With Boob Patrol, you own a Boob Patrol, you get free products monthly and you get free shipping for as long as you own that NFT. There's only 100 of them. And also 10% of that goes towards breast cancer awareness. Like there's NBA Top Shot NFTs that you can own. And if you own certain like Jason Kidd and Steph Curry, you get to go to games that they go to, although they're retired, you get to go to games that they go to on them because you own their fucking NFT. Like, is this making sense? People are having these NFTs that are building value in the projects while also pairing it with real life experiences, while also that person that's holding it can make money. And they also get to enjoy experiences as they're making money. This is the first time, I'm going to explain the rule of three. This is the first time in history that a creator and a consumer can both win. Most of the time, the creator is getting the greater benefit. But in this case, after that creator sells, they make that front end money. But after that, look at Bored Ape Yacht Club. Bored Ape Yacht Club, people bought that for 300 and they're selling it for millions now. They're making the money. They're winning. The creator is getting 5%. Is this making sense? The rule of three. The rule of three. I had a great friend tell me this, and he's pretty heavy in the fucking crypto space. Like, he sends me pics frequently, and this guy has so much money. Like, he has like fuck you money. Like he'll spend like tens of thousands of dollars in a day and won't even think about what he may lose. He's really smart with taxes and things like that as well. He's someone that I'm grateful to have been mentored by. But in it, he told me about this rule of three, and it's something I've abided by. When you are minting a project, I'm going to tell you the three things that I go through and look at. And then the rule of three comes in. So I'm going to do a live analysis with you guys here. And this is going to parlay into the rule of three. So shout out Lance for reeling me back in. I just have so much, and I'm so excited to have all of you here. So I'm sorry if I'm long-winded. All right, let's take a look at this. So 1 p.m. yesterday, they had 12,000. I actually kind of like these. These are kind of cool. I'm kind of eclectic and weird. So I look at three things when I'm going through rarity tools. I look at one, the Twitter. What's their following look like? Okay, 5,500 followers, 272 following. Also, scroll down, take a look at the engagement, because people can buy followers. People can buy bots for Discords as well. I look at the community, what's going on. It's not really dense. They are doing an Ask Me Anything today because they're actually planning to launch, or they launched yesterday. So they're doing the Ask Me Anything today to just build awareness for it. So this is actually a project that may be fun to get in on. So the pre-sale's over. They sold 1,500 at pre-sale. And I'm just kind of looking at these 12 species, 20 shapes. Okay. These kind of got really weird. The more I scrolled down, these got really weird. Okay. So this company, Daga Labs, this is big. This is something important right here, because they have two things that are happening. One, they've created a token, which is an altcoin that they're trading as well. And they will be working with celebrities and brands. We are already discussing with several celebrities to create their NFT collection, art, and utility, and host them exclusively on our Sandaga NFT marketplace. So they have a bigger mission here. They plan on partnering with other influencers. So as their clout or awareness grows, their projects will grow. Whether this is a project that they're using to fund all of that, I don't know. Let's keep taking a look. 3% of our revenues are redistributed to the Sandaga education program, helps creators all around the world in developing countries. I actually like this a lot. So they're donating 3% of their revenue towards higher education in developing countries. I love that. I used to work for, everyone's familiar with TED and TEDx. I used to work for them. I used to help people create talks and come up with their talk titles and get them booked. So when it comes to social good, I love this shit. So education program, they will build physical units. That's cool. Cool. So they basically have a bigger mission, and this is their roadmap. Checkpoint 1, guys, they've been doing this since 2018. That gives me even more comfort because they've been building this. These guys know what they're doing, obviously, because they've had this project planned. This is done. They're done with that project. Checkpoint 1, checkpoint 2, August 2021. Boom, done. Checkpoint 3, September 21. Boom, pre-sale, done. Checkpoint 04, roadmap is ongoing. So they've just launched it. So this is where we're at right now. And next, they're launching, boom, boom, boom. So I like this. This project actually looks like a lot of fun. It looks, from what I'm seeing, like a long play because of the roadmap. Does that make sense? Is that clear for everyone? This is a long play. This isn't just like a get in, get out, because they have such a long roadmap. However, the rule of 3 can still apply here. So first, no. The first rule of 3 is in this. When it comes to deciding if it's a good idea or not, the first thing I look at is the Twitter. What does the Twitter following look like? Do they even have enough followers to mint out 12,000? No. They may have it in Discord. So that's why the next thing that you do is you join the Discord. I'm not going to join Discord on my computer because it just gets really loud because I'm in like 100 of them. The next thing would be to join the Discord. And with this, okay, so they're in, it says invites invalid right now. So the next thing that I would do, see how many people are in the Discord. How active is the Discord? Are they actually having things happen, or is it kind of stale? If the Twitter following is large and they're super engaged and the Discord is super engaged, that checks my boxes. And if I like the artwork and like the roadmap, if I don't like the artwork, I won't even move forward with it. They could literally hit all of my cues and all of my checks and it still won't do shit for me. So those are the things I check just on the surface level. What does the Twitter look like? What does Discord look like? And then I check the website. What does the roadmap look like? Okay. So the rule of 3, if it crosses all of those boxes and this mint is happening, you buy 3. Here's why. When the price 3X's, you sell the first one. You made your money back. You made your money back on all three. Okay. So when you're minting a project and it crosses all of these boxes, you buy three. Okay. The first one, when the price 3x's and it goes to OpenSea, you list that first one for sale. Use Rarity Tools to check the value. You go in, pull up the project, you put in the ID 2236, like whatever your ID is. Okay. So this is what you do. You put in the number and it shows you the value. Okay. So I would put up the least valuable of your three. Okay. That's number one. Are we following along? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Rule number two, when the price starts to rise, you still have two more. Okay. The second one is let's make a pretty good takeaway from this. Like, let's make like 10K. Let's make some thousands on this. We already made our money back. So these other two, those are just extra. Is this making sense? Okay. So the second one, that's for making some fucking money. So if you sell the first one at 3x and you make your money back for everything, gas fees included, awesome. Now it's time for number two. Number two makes us some money. We all want to make money, right? Right? I know Darcy likes making money. Darcy fucking loves it. I do too. And number three, guys, number three is for holding. Number three is for holding. And reason being, number one, made your money back. Number two, made you some money. That made you some money. You can go out, do some cool things. And number three, that one's for holding. And well, if you never sell number three, guess what? You already made your money back from number one and you made extra money from number two. If you don't get to number three, it was a total loss, and that happens. That's a part of the game. However, I would rather follow the rule of three and get to the point of needing to hold number three than not being there. Does that make sense? You know, you may spend $600, but I'm going to put this into perspective for you. Almost every mint is around $200 to $300. Okay, so we're going to talk numbers. Every mint is $200 to $300. You come in, you spend, we're going to talk a bigger number. You spend 900 on 3 NFTs. And for some of you, you're thinking, whoa, slow down now, cowboy. I'm not there yet. That's okay. These are things that I hope you all get to, because you will. You will. I have literally people I've worked with that were like, I've never invested in my life. And some of them, I have to tell them like, yo, you're making some dicey decisions, because they're like borrowing against their crypto and they're staking and gaining interest, because there's ways to do that as well. When you buy 3, you give yourself the opportunity to make your money back, make some extra money, and then hold the third one. Then worst case scenario, you hold the third one, you already made your money. Okay. That is the rule of 3 in layman's terms. And in my personal experience, it works out in the long run. Notice that of those projects I had, of that junkyard dog, I had 3. Of that dead bear, I had 3. Of the crypto dad, I had 1. I should have bought 3. These are lessons that I've gotten to learn from over time of being in that position. Like, man, I had the money. I should have bought more. They checked all my boxes. Trust your gut at the end of the day. A lot of us are intuitive beings. So you get to trust your gut. So I'm going to do a live analysis with you, and then I'm going to transition and close the loop on all of this. Does everyone feel good? Everyone feel supported right now? Like, do you guys feel ready to enter the NFT space and really understand some of this? Awesome. Cool. So the final thing I want to go through is really an analysis and what I look at. I did it briefly. I'm ready. Awesome. I was going to say, David, what do you mean he's? Sweet. So I appreciate you all being here, and please stay here till the very end. I do have some fun stuff for you. So we're going to do a real-time analysis in what I look like, or what I look at. I'm going to do it on 2 different routes. I'm going to do 1 on a project that is currently happening, and 2, I'm going to do it on an upcoming project. So do me a favor, put in the chat, what's a project right now that you are currently watching? And I'll go through the chat and I'll choose which one. So what's a project you guys are watching? I know some of you have actually messaged me like so many different projects and asked me my thought, and I'll give you like real feedback on this. And this is based off my experience. So use your own discernment here. D's nuts. D's nuts. D's nuts. Yeah, gaming crypto is a big one. One to check out is Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity is really cool when it comes to gaming on crypto. Spell is a token. Fat Apes and Bored Ape Heroes. Only two of them. Bored Ape Heroes. D's nuts I kind of did an analysis in the group already. Let me see what Fat Apes looks like, because if they're not listed, it's kind of tough to, yeah. Fat Apes isn't listed. So that's one thing I look at. Yeah. Cyberkongs. Cyberkongs is a good one. Actually, let's do Cyberkongs. Those two that were listed, Benny, by you, they're not listed on Rarity Tools. They may be on Nifty River. I like to use Rarity Tools because I feel anxious when a project is not listed on Rarity Tools. If they don't have the liquidity of $6,000 to list themselves, it creates shakiness for me because I wonder if the contract has actually been written appropriately, or is it just going to be a project that I buy into and it just plummets and then the creator just makes a whole bunch of money. So like I use those things. With that, if they're not listed on here, check their website, check the roadmap, check the Twitter, check the Discord. Like check those things. It takes a little bit of research. In our inner circle mastermind, we go through all of this, and I do all of this real time with everyone. Cyberkong's Fat Ape has 186. I would question if those are real Discord members because people can fluff their Discords as well. And I'll put that into perspective for you. Bored Ape Yacht Club only has 46,000 members inside their Discord. So it's hard for me to believe that a project that is not as large as the top two has a larger Discord member base than them. Does that make sense so far for everyone? Just give me some thumbs up. Cool. We're going to go through Cyberkongs because Cyberkongs hit the world by fucking storm. So Cyberkongs right now, just for everyone to see, Cyberkongs is number 4 in the entire world for every NFT. Let's take a look at their website too. Pretty cool website. So they're like 2D. Some of them are very interesting. So they don't have their roadmap up as much. They had a different one up before. Level 2. So they've got things like they've created an entire world for Cyberkong. So when you own a Cyberkong, you can actually play in a metaverse as your Cyberkong. So you can actually go into their games. Yeah, they do have 3 collections. So you can go into their game and you can join as your Cyberkong. You connect your wallet, all of that, and they have what's called the banana shop. So it'll bring an added utility and perks for both the banana token as well as the 2D Cyberkongs. So banana token is a token that's paired with Cyberkongs. They do have options for staking and utility. This call is not about staking or utility. I will do that later on and I'll explain what that is. But if I was to explain that now, it'd be like giving a knife to a baby that can't run, but it's still dangerous, right? Probably a poor analogy, but you guys get it. Let me take a look up here. So as we scroll down, we've got Kong Island, and this is a massive multi-estate concrete jungle, which is built in the sandbox. And this will create a gaming and social experiences. So they're creating a greater community for everyone that is a part of this environment, regardless on the collections. I'm not invested in Cyberkongs. I have a handful of friends that are, and they followed the rule of 3. So the key features, is you get to play as an avatar in the sandbox. You get fully commercial rights on all CyberKong's assets, which is cool. And then you've got advanced tokenomics, which this is basically their ecosystem of how they are enabling their staking protocol. That's what they're calling it, is their tokenomics. So it's really cool stuff. They're partnered with some big names, which always feels good. Some of these are selling for 250 ETH, 195 ETH, and that's like, it's $500,000. That's a solid takeaway. I mean, do me a favor, put the number 3 in the chat if you want to have a takeaway of a $500,000. Yeah, I dig it, y'all. I dig it. Awesome. Yeah, we all want to have a takeaway of $500,000, and it's possible. Learning these tools when the world is moving towards the NFT space and metaverse, it's possible. So as you can see, they've got different types of Kongs. I honestly don't like these that much. These I like just because I think they're kind of cool. So we've taken a look at this project. We kind of know what the roadmap is. Now, let's go over here to CyberKongs. So one thing that I like to do is I like to hit the buy now. I sort off of rarity. It's a good way to get a bang for your buck. Let's say you want to come into CyberKongs. I'll put this into perspective for you guys, because this is literally the steps that I do. So if I was like, you know what, CyberKongs is taking off. I've done some research on it. I see what their mission is. I see what their roadmap is. I'm following them on social media. They have a lot of things planned. The floor price, guys, is 6.75. CyberKongs launched, I think, a little over a month ago. So that's expensive to get into. But if you're playing around with that kind of money, there's a lot of money to be made. So let's do the variance there. Currently, these are selling for 195 ETH. So minus. Wow, cool. So if you pay 6.75 ETH and then you sell at 195 ETH, you're making $828,000. Cool. So if you're playing around with that kind of money, this is the route that I would go through. You click buy now, has offers, and you see all of these, and it's just showing you the lowest one at the floor price, which is cool. Most people buy that way. Most people come in, they're like, oh, I just want to get in at the floor. I heard this is going to take off. Awesome. Buy now, has offers. This one has a lot of likes. That one must be a popular one. This one has a, no, that one doesn't really. No. This is what most people do to make a decision. That's buying off emotion. You're literally buying because you like it, which is great. And you're buying based off vanity metrics. Vanity metrics. That's a big one. So we go to Rarity Tools. We click buy now by Rarity. We know the floor price is 6.75 ETH. And now we kind of sort through these. So I'm on page 1. So a lot of these are going to be listed for like 130 ETH, 190 ETH. Let's go over to page 2. This is all of them that are listed for sale that have the rarities right now of the top 1%. So what we're actually going to do, let's check price low to high. Awesome. So let's go back here. Let me exit that. Okay. So when we're on CyberKongs, obviously we're kind of looking through these. The last this sold for was 2.48. It's currently selling for 6.75. Let's take a look at some of these. 2369. Is that not letting me pull it up? Okay. Is that pulling up for you guys on your end? Is that pulling? It is pulling up? Okay. Because it's not pulling up for me right now. 231007. That's so weird. Okay. Let me try reloading rarity tools. See if it lets me search on here. No, let's go to the regular CyberKongs. 007. What questions do you guys have so far? Because it's not allowing me to pull this up currently for some reason. Okay, there we go. All right. As you can see, CyberKongs has 3 collections. Normally, they're linked together through rarity tools, and regardless on the number I put in, it'll pull it up all around. So 1572, it's actually kind of a high rarity. You guys are probably looking at this and thinking, what the fuck does that actually mean? When someone writes the code, they choose what each of these equate for. So they're saying that having this type, having the baby is 110, having the red glasses is 59, having the trait count of 3 traits is 46.72, having a baby trait of a mohawk is 36. And this is all code. There's nothing we can necessarily do to go against this. That's a great question, Jordan. So this is out of what we can do is we would go to what the number 1 is. That's a great question, David. The number 1 rarity score is 5,588. On their website, they actually said that they only have 10 super apes. So there's only 10 that are going to be in the 2,000 to 5,000 range. And that's all written in code. Does that make sense? I like to check those things because when you're minting in on a project, knowing that there's 10 super apes out of 10,000, if you're doing probability and numbers, that's a great way to use your own discernment as well. So that's a great question, David. With this, as you can see, there's some money to be made by hopping into CyberKongs if you wanted to hop in at that level. Now, let's take a look at a project that's maybe a little newer, maybe one that just entered OpenSea, or maybe one that's been thriving on OpenSea. And one I'm going to use an example of is Animata. And do me a favor and start putting your questions that you have in the chat, because I'm going to start closing the loop on this. To answer your question, Jordan, how hard is it to create an NFT without a programming background? It's not hard. You can do it just based off having a designer, but it is much more powerful to do it with the traits because it creates more utility. I hope that answers your question. And David, I hope that answered your question as well. So we're going to use Animatus as an example. I actually bought into Animatus. Your question, awesome. Keep posting the questions that you guys have, because next is the Q&A, and then I'll close the loop for you guys here. So I'm going to go through a more lower end project, which is Animata. This was one. Oh, sorry, guys. Okay, Animatus. Do me a favor and mute you guys. I got you. Oops, Santino. I meant to mute you, bro. There we go. Awesome. So Animata, man, this floor price is tanked. First thing I like to do is check the activity, see what was happening. So way back here, the average price was 1.28 ETH. I'm going to go all time. So I bought in at right here. I bought in at 0.32 and I rode this fucking wave all the way through all of this. Like literally at the peak, I was like, I'm riding. And I sold right here. So I went from 32 to 48. Right here is when it hit 48. So it wasn't a huge takeaway, but it was enough. And at this point, this project is kind of starting to slowly decline, as you can see. I like to check the activity. However, this project is still listed as one of the top 100. It has notoriety. It has a knowingness. It has a presence. It has a dense community. And so if you wanted to hop in this, I do think there's a little bit of money to be made. So what you would do is you would go to Rarity Tools. You would click Buy Now, sort by rarity. And what this is going to do is it's literally going to sort each page based off the rarest that you can find there as they're listed here. When we go to OpenSea, the floor is 0.2 ETH. And on here, we're looking for the most rare that's the closest to 0.2 ETH. This is like bargain shopping, but this is just doing all the dirty work for us, because otherwise we're going to sit here and we're going to go page to page and we're going to be like, okay, number 5102. Okay, no. We're going to go, okay, 505. No. Like it's tedious, it's mundane, it's monotonous to sit there and do that work. So I like to do this instead. I go here, you select Buy Now, you sort it based off rarity, and you go page to page. Remember, we're trying to get close to 0.2 ETH. So the more rare it is and the lower the cost, the more money to be made. We're going to go all the way through these. Let's go a little bit. Actually, I didn't want to go to page 49. I want to go to about page. You guys get what I'm doing here? I'm going through and trying to find the rarest one that is closest to the floor price. And this method can literally be replicated with any type of project that's out there. I'm just doing it on Animata because it's a project that I've invested in the past. Take a look. Awesome. Awesome. So as we're going through here, obviously the lower we get in pages, the less rare they're going to get. I actually am going to take a look at this one right here because he's at half an F and he's got a rarity score of 155. His rarity is high compared to what is around him. He's literally stacked in between, as far as rarity, one that's selling for 6.9 and another that's selling for 1.4. And there's literally ones on the same page that are selling for less, for lower rarity, but selling for way more. Is this all making sense? This is one of the methods that I would use on if I want to get into a project. And if I am, I want to make sure I'm getting the most bang for my buck. So would I hop into this? Honestly, if I was going to hop in and spend that kind of money, I personally don't like this Animata. The Animata I had a cowboy hat and he was like super digital. He was this type of Animata, but had a cowboy hat. And I liked that one. But I hope this makes sense. This is the type of walkthrough I would do and type of analysis I would do if I was choosing to get into a project after it has been minted to OpenSea. This is like if I'm seeing people post about it on social media, and if I feel good about the project, I would use this type of method to go through that and really just ensure that I'm using my own discernment, because once you hop into this, you're relying on that floor price to rise or fall for you to sell. I hope that makes sense for you guys. Now, I do want to give us a chance to have some open Q&A, and I do have an option for a next step for you guys as well. Let me take a look at the chat. Is the price always correlated with rarity? Most of the time, yes. Most of the time people are using rarity tools or something like Nifty River. That's another one to choose when they're buying something. Other times, honestly, people are just buying the lowest thing at the floor. That happens a lot more than not. And I've been guilty of that. Like I get excited. I see a project posted and I'm like, oh shit, boom, 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 boom. And then suddenly I get too far ahead of myself and I'm buying a dead bear, or actually I'm buying remember I showed you guys the Moon Man from Galactic Empire? That was a fake project I bought into originally. I literally bought into a fake collection because I moved too fast. So I bought a fake collection, dead bear. And the second I sent my money, this guy deleted the NFT and just fucking disappeared into the ether. I didn't even get to keep the NFT. I was like, damn, bro, you already took my money. At least let me keep the fucking image you sent me. I don't even remember what it looks like. But using that discernment will really keep you safe in the long run. And we walked through that earlier in this training. How do you find new projects? On Rarity Tools. I stay inside Rarity Tools and look at all of the upcoming projects. When we look at these on here, this is literally this is where I found Crypto Dads. This is where I found the, what was the most recent one? There was the Superlative Secret Society, which that one, it's super abstract. And that one's actually paired with some of the most world-renowned art studios and galleries around the world. It's insane. You own one of those and you get access to all of these galleries because they're partnered with them. Rarity Tools has no membership cost, no membership fee. It's free to use. And there is no, I don't think there is a membership to them, or if there is, everything that I've gotten just from using this free version has been more than valuable. I also recommend hanging out in Discords, following certain gamers. A lot of the guys that are inside FaZe Clan follow NFTs actively. I like to follow the influencer Banks because he holds a lot of the same projects that I am on, and he's inside Discords actively talking about these things. When you scroll down on here, this is how you find the newer projects and use the discernment, checking the Discord, checking the Twitter. If they have a large following and you like the art, get in on that mint, because it may be an opportunity to flip some of these for a couple thousand really easily. So as we scroll down here, it's going to show all of the newer projects. And this is one of the best routes for finding new projects and also connecting with people in Discords. Like if someone says they're a developer, connect with them and ask them what else they're working on. Reach out to some of these people that are posting about these and ask them what projects they're keeping an eye on, and then check them out on Twitter, see what they've been doing. Like this is a lot of legwork, and it's a lot of what we do inside Inner Circle is we are constantly watching these things and monitoring them. My flow is to check Rarity Tools, follow the rule of threes, and then execute. If the gas price is at a place that I feel comfortable making that leap. Because the other layer of this is if Ethereum continues to rise, the gas prices are going to continue to rise. So make sure that there's enough money to be made there. Because, you know, when gas fees are a few $100s, like $300, take that into consideration. What other questions do you guys have on this? I'll scroll up here too, because I know I had a bunch coming in. Feel free to post them in the chat, guys. And those of you that did set up your one-to-one calls or bought the one-to-one call, your link is going to be sent out for us to book that. Store, protect, and secure your passwords and seed phrases. This is a big one. I use a Ledger or a Trezor, which is I don't have it in here. I have it hidden in my house as well. It is a device that has a passcode key that you can hold all of your Ethereum, Bitcoin, NFTs on, any of your assets on, and it requires a authentication before your authentication that you do through the computer and on your phone. That's one way that I protect my assets. Another way, when it comes to writing out the seed phrase, I take a picture of that seed phrase and I email it to myself. That's one of the safer ways. You can print it out and put it inside a safe, but I would rather have it somewhere that is saved, that in case my house burns down, I don't want to lose that seed phrase. Because if you lose the seed phrase, you can't just password recovery, guys. That's how it works. Hope that answers your question, John. What do you recommend for artists who are just starting out, try and sell one or try to develop on a project? I honestly think both. I think you should jump in as a collector, as a buyer and a seller. And I think at the same time, you should start questioning yourself in what type of project do I want to be behind? What's my mission? What art do I actually like? Like I was sharing, I have this idea for digital executives, and it is going to be a 10,000 unique digital executives, men and women, who have escaped the 9-to-5 hustle and bustle to exist on the metaverse. And it's going to be paired with so many different opportunities and utilities. So ask yourself, like, what kind of project do you actually want to develop on, and just do it. Like, just do it, like create it. Do you think music related NFTs are a bigger untapped market right now? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, my partner is a music artist as well, and she records a lot of music. And we're just talking about all the ways that you can pair these. It literally can be paired with a product, a coach, an author, like a YouTuber, like a fucking skateboarder, like anything. Like Santino, I know that your family owns the bakery. There's a way this could be paired with the bakery too. You own one of these NFTs, you can come in on any Sunday and you get a free pastry and a free coffee. Boom. I literally just fucking created utility for you. And you can go outside of the box and you can go further. Like, if they buy one of your more expensive NFTs, maybe they get, like, I don't know, like catering for their business event. Like, think outside the box, like really outside of the box, because there is no box. There's literally no box to this at all. How much does it cost? Proton Mail. I mean, you can use Proton Mail, you can use Gmail. I think that also goes back to like how much you protect your own data. You can use Proton Mail, you can use Gmail. It really is up to you, but I like to use Trezor and things of that nature. And then as far as the seed phrase, you can choose to Proton Mail it to yourself. For those that don't know, Proton Mail is a secure email platform. And I'll leave it at that. Thanks for being here, Benny. Next up, if you're just selling one FT, how do you get it seen? If you're just selling one FT on a collection, you have to think, if the collection is just a random collection that you created, it's kind of like Boot Patrol. Like, we have done no marketing for this. We posted it on the genetics page. And honestly, like, I was sitting down working on all these things and learning how to do it. And I turned to her and I was like, hey, hand draw these, let's get them up and let's just put it up there. Because I think imperfect action is far better than waiting till everything is perfect and everything is right. I've gotten further in my life from taking imperfect action than I have from planning everything out. So as far as selling just one, like using your local network, posting maybe what the art looks like on social media before posting it to OpenSea, kind of like generate some hype. I hope that makes sense. When it comes to selling one NFT, that's a great way to really just get it seen in that way. What kind of disposable income should you have allocated to get started? And that's a good question. Fuck, I've never had someone ask me that. I mean, honestly, someone that has maybe $500 to start with could get started. I have personally literally held myself accountable when I started this. I was like, I'm only going to put $500 in it, and I will only trade off of money I've made. That was what I started with. And I literally, I'm not going to say what I turned that money into, because I don't want to be held to that, because I've taken more losses than I have wins. And now I'm in the phase where I am in a more winning momentum, because I've made all of these mistakes. Like, guys, I've gotten fucking ripped off for thousands of dollars that I could have otherwise spent on my family. But because of that, it's allowed me to have more fruitfulness with the offers I am presenting. Hope that makes sense for you guys. So few $100s, maybe $500, if that. You can get started for way less as well. Being in this masterclass is a great use of money as well. Go over the rarity score. Yeah, so the rarity score, whenever a project lists their collection on OpenSea, they submit the project to Rarity Tools, and this is all written in code. It's all written in code, whether it's in Python, Cobra, any of the things, and it's an algorithm. And what they do is they place a value on each trait. So there may be a trait on the background, the smirk, the eyes, the hat, the lips. They place that trait and it's randomized through the algorithm. So when it comes to the rarity score, that shows how rare or the perceived rareness. Obviously, if something's dope to you, like that's rule number one. You have to like the art. Like if you like it, go for it. Don't buy shit you don't like. I've done that because I was like, oh, I'll buy it and I'll sell it. And I'm like, man, I'm fucking holding on to this little junkyard scrap. I don't know what to do with it. It's just sitting there and I have to look at it. I can't do anything. So I hope that answers the question as far as like the rarity score and how it correlates to price. The rarity is what other people will take into consideration when it comes to buying your NFT, if they're taking it that far. Yes, and rule number one of investing, never invest in an amount you cannot afford to lose. I also at the same time would love to add on to that and say, I've seen great feats happen from those that take that metaphorical leap of faith. But that's not for everyone. Obviously, use your own discernment and don't just hop into this with the last bit of savings that you have available. But also understand that taking risks is a part of the game. Like I would have never gotten where I was in life if it wasn't for taking risks. And in this case, this is a way of taking a calculated risk. You're not buying based off emotion. You are using measurable tools and knowledge to make a decision. Don't buy off emotion. Like you got to check yourself. And that's why I share things with my partner, because I tell her like, hey, this is my threshold and I'm going to share with you. And I ask her if it's okay that I share and all of those things, because we have a communication-based relationship. And in that, she holds me accountable. She was like, you said when it gets to this price, you were going to sell. You're getting greedy. Because when we get greedy, fuck. That was why I lost $4,000 in seconds. I was literally standing like 5 feet away from here. I walked in here and I like refreshed the screen and I was like, fuck. And I sat here for a second and I literally was like, it's your fault because you got greedy. I could have just hit accept and it would have been done. I sat on that offer for 6.5 hours. Is there a way to browse rarity tools across all projects? Upcoming projects, you go to that main screen and you just keep scrolling and it'll show all the upcoming projects. And that's the way they have it. I mean, it's just a splash page. It's a very basic developed website that has a lot of content because their server is so dense. Wolfie, just to confirm, when you are making the NFT site for your future NFT, do you need to partner with a developer? You do not need to partner with a developer at all. I'm going to answer this in the appropriate way. If you partner with a developer, your site will be on what I call a funnel, and it would funnel people down what the roadmap is, the story, offer, fact, all the things, and then they can click to mint and they pay from there to bring it to OpenSea. If you set it up that way with a developer, you pay on a 10,000 unit NFT project, you're paying around 60K in gas fees because you pay the gas fees up front so people can mint it directly. And then you make the money off the mint on the front end, which is 2.3 million off of 10,000 being minted. And then you make, as the creator, like if you set X% royalties. So now people go, now they're making some money and you start to make royalties from that. That's one way to do it. That's an expensive way. Now, let's do the bargain shopper way. Let's create a collection on OpenSea. You literally, when you're on there, click your account for OpenSea and you click create right next to your name. And you'll see it when you're there. You click create, it'll confirm on your phone. You just log in and you scroll down, you click create collection, and it says the size for the images that you need, everything. And when you create that, that's your landing page. And now you can use a program like Adobe Photoshop, Canva, any of the things to create an NFT, and you can add your rarity traits there. It's tedious as fuck to do that, but you can. I recommend just getting them up as a collection, doing like 100, because then they're up, they're static. Understand that if you post NFTs at a low price point and the gas fees are higher than the NFT, your NFT utility has to be more valuable than that. An example being our NFTs at Boob Patrol are listed at about $20. The gas fee is $40 to $100. The utility is you get free products and free shipping and all of these things. So it's kind of like, I'm paying this and we're also paying this. Like anytime I accept an offer, I'm paying $120 for those people to get that NFT. And it's just how the market is right now. So like use your discernment when you're listing it for sale, because if the cost of gas is high, that may deter others. So I hope that answers your question. These are great questions. Any other questions from everyone? You can drop them in the chat. If we're all complete, I do have an offer for a next step for you. For those of you that are interested in learning a bit more. First of all,